Don't believe I will be on for a full 90 minutes today. I am actually sick today. So I'm actually really just going to do minimal effort today and just try to hopefully sweat a little bit of this out today. So I've definitely got something going on. All in my sinuses and just not feeling great. So I might even be calling in a sick day and chill out on the couch a bit, play a little video games, chill out on the couch. We'll see how it goes. I didn't even want to come in here this morning again. So we'll try to do at least 60 minutes today. Even if it's just at this very leisure pace, just a little something done. Fix this. Freckberg, how are you doing today? His first cold car battery, yeah. Cold will do it. Batteries and tires. Unless you're in a newer car where they give you warning on the tires, you really don't know that the cold has made your tires low. So like my truck, I'm just gonna go check them and fill them. And my wife's Jeep gave her warning yesterday that tires were low, but the dummy PSI light, yeah. You can see the date code. All batteries have a date code on it, on the side. It's what we use to kind of help determine, like when we're diagnosing jump starts, low voltage situations on trucks. You know, we always look at date codes, installation date, all that to determine like replacement procedures, warranty, things like that. Oh, okay. Well, there'll definitely be a date code. Now, does it come up to charge after it's warmed up? Through for now. Yeah, test that out. You know, jump and charge. I'd say if you could get a trickle charger on it, definitely get a trickle charger on it. It's a common misunderstanding that if you jump start a battery, that running it will charge it. And that is not always the case, depending on the state of charge. You know, if you have a battery, let's say that's 70, 60% state of charge, you jump it. Well, there's a certain amount of time that's required at a certain amount of amps to build back the CCAs in that battery. And in many cases, like just at the normal rate of charge that your alternator will put out, that could take up to 3 to 4 days. So it's always best to, like, yeah, go ahead, jump start it. If it continues to start, it's fine. But at some point, just put a trickle charger on it so that overnight it can steadily build back up its state of charge. We built, for our company, for our mechanics, we built a troubleshooting process with all the scales and graphs so that, like, when they're testing batteries with the IntelliCheck tester and they get a percentage of state of charge, then they have the graphs to know, like, how many hours at what amperage it will take to bring those batteries up to full state of charge. Oh, okay. It must be a long way out. Well, I'm talking strictly after you get it jumped and everything, you know? Because if you get it jumped, that's one thing. And then, of course, there's a number of things you can do if you don't have all the proper tools and stuff like that, but one of the main things is put a voltmeter on the battery while it's dead, or if your computer shows you the voltage, get an idea of, like, whether it's 11.8, a fully charged battery will register 12.6. So anything below that is a certain percent. 12.4? Okay, yeah. So you're probably running, I would say, close to, without looking at a graph, like 80, 85%. So you're right there. It's not like you're 11.8 or anything like that. But what's important too is check the voltage too once you get jump start. Make sure the voltage jumps up to like 13.6, 14.1, something like that. Just to make sure the alternator's putting out. Now, just because the voltage jumps up, that's no guarantee that the alternator's putting out amperage. So you just have to do things like turn on your air conditioning, turn on your brights, turn on your fan and the air conditioning full high to put a load, and make sure the alternator is still putting out, the full volts. Just to make sure the alternator is good. If you don't have the tools to actually check alternator output. Yeah, 12.4 is not too bad, but it's definitely a little surprised it wouldn't start at 12.4. But I mean, I guess you didn't really indicate that it wouldn't, or maybe you did. Let's see. Yeah, well, you said jump start, so to me that would indicate not starting. And just the other thing to check is just make sure, like, your cables on the alternator, grounds to the batteries, all those are tight, because that can be another culprit of low battery state of charge. Can be as simple as connections from the alternator to the batteries are not good, therefore all the amps are never making it into the battery. So those are my thoughts anyways. 30 years truck diesel mechanic, 20 years in training and development for mechanics. So those are the processes we teach our mechanics. You know, there are ways to check things if you don't actually have the proper tools. You know, you can check it with a voltmeter. As far as that tire light, you definitely want to make sure you check that. I mean, even though it's typical this time of the year that it could cycle on and off, because in the morning when you have cold tire pressure, I mean, if you're running 32, 35 tire pressure, the indicators are usually set to give warning at 80% of tire inflation, which for us in a trucking company is we consider it run flat. But what typically happens is you drive it and the tires warm up and the pressure increases again back to 31, 32, still on the low side, and you know, the lights will go off, but it'll continue that cycle till you get proper cold air inflation in there for the winter. And you definitely don't want to do run flat. Run flat is when you have lower tire pressure. That means that the tire at the bottom, at road contact, it's flexing more. You know, so just think about it, every time the tire comes around, it's kind of like when you have a hanger and you're bending it back and forth. So the belt package actually can weaken from excessive flexing. And that is many times why when you see tires that are blown out at the side, all around the side, it's a lot of people like to blame it on the tire manufacturer. But we in the industry know that the tire was run flat, which means 80% of your tire pressure. Hey, XDCX88, hey, thanks for the raid. And Light, thanks stopping in. It's Scott. Hello. How y'all doing? I'm just talking vehicle mechanical stuff here. But yeah, that's a big issue that we pay attention to, especially this time of the year when the colder temp set is just Make sure your inflations are up. Yeah, it's a fun kit. I like it. I call it my urban camouflage. Urban camouflage. It does a good job at disguising the pudginess right now. I am by no means at an ideal race weight right now. So we're hoping to get there by the time ESports National Championships comes up in January. We got 2 months to prepare. Hello over there on YouTube. I don't recognize your name there, but how you doing over there? In case you're wondering, I am live streaming to my YouTube channel and Twitter right now, or X, whatever you call it today. Who are you? I am Power Karma, or most people by real name know me as Angel. Only if you really know me, I'll let you call me that. Yeah, X has live streams, and it's a pretty cool process where you just link your X account to Restream.io. The cool thing is if you control it through OBS, you don't get the branding on it. The other cool thing is the streaming recommendations for X are very, very low. So, like on my multi output settings, I'm only sending a 720 stream at about 3700 bit rate. So it's like half of half of Twitch. So it's not really consuming a lot of my upload bandwidth. Hello, Mark from Russia. Glad to have you to the YouTube stream. Just a heads up for everyone, I'll probably be on like only another 15 minutes. My plan is to pretty much do minimum of 90-minute rides all the way up to, championships. But today I'm definitely a little under the weather, so I'm not even really pushing that hard today. In fact, I'll pull up my data. You see, I got my heart rate really, really low, 132. I'm pushing like hard in. I'm mostly in here hopefully trying to sweat out whatever is going on with me today. I definitely felt something coming on yesterday. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll tell you again if you want to know. So, when it comes to tires, oh, you were listening, okay. Yeah, it's just really important to, you know, you can get away with it for a few days of allowing it to be low, because by the time you go drive the vehicle, the pressure's gonna come up, right? When the tires warm up. But just the fact that you're getting the warning, the vehicle is telling you that you're below that 80% threshold, which for us in the trucking industry, you know, 80% is considered run flat. And when you're run flat condition, that is essentially what will destroy a tire, because down at the bottom where the tire contacts the road, you have more flex in the sidewall. And like I said, it's kind of like when you have a hanger, a metal hanger, and you're bending it back and forth. You know, it heats up and it weakens and it breaks. Well, that same thing happens in the tire and the belt package on the sidewall. And that is why you see many times where if you look at tires, and we're trained as technicians to analyze tire conditions for the cause. And so when you see those tires where the entire sidewall looks ripped up, it's almost an automatic analysis that the tires were run low. It wasn't really a defective tire. The tire was run low and somebody didn't check it. So yeah, in the industry we call it a run flat. So in our truck tires, you know, we run 110 psi. So anything that's 88 psi or below, it is automatically checked for, it's flagged for, needs to come off and be checked. You know, if it was running 90, 95, we just inflate, we don't inspect. But 88 below requires an inspection. All right, Mark from Russia, have a good day. We'll see you over there on YouTube. Thanks for stopping in. So yeah, this time of the year, if you don't have the lights that come on automatically, and your vehicle warning you of low pressure, definitely take the time to check them this time of the year, because they will be low. I promise you. In fact, if I go check my truck today, I'm sure they are below what they need to be because of colder temps. Dump trucks and have CDL, yeah, those 110 psi tires can definitely be scary, especially if you're inflating them. I've seen a few of them blow in the shops before, which is why you're supposed to inflate them in a cage. You know, there's a very specific process in how you inflate them. You know, where you inflate them on the ground, the initial 5 to 10 psi to essentially pop the bead. Then you could roll it to the cage and go ahead and inflate. But it's quite common to get what you call a zipper rupture. And that's the scary part about the tire. And the reason they call it a zipper rupture is because when it's about to blow, you hear a zipper. They're like zip, And then all of a sudden it just, boom. I've seen them where I was in the shop one time and everybody could hear that zipper, and I looked across the tire area and the mechanic was trying to get away. When that sucker blew, it blew the side door open on the building, and the mechanic was already like 15 feet away, and it pushed him forward, and you see his hat just blew right off the top of his head. So yeah, you know, once they're mounted, they're safe as long as they're well taken care of. But the mounting process can be quite dangerous. It destroyed the cage. Yeah, I've seen it do that. I think Michelin has a commercial tire video out there, and they put a mannequin next to a tire being inflated in a cage and everything, and man, the cage just literally bubbled, and you see the mannequin just launch. Like I said, it can be pretty dangerous. So when it comes to the area of tires, we spend an extensive amount of time training our mechanics on everything about tires, how they're coated, construction, you know, what is the crown versus the sidewall, the package. You need to know all that because you need to know where the proper repair areas are. So like on the crown, which is if you put your palm on the side of the tire and you allow your thumb to cup the tire, the top of the tire, that's the crown area. So you can't do any repairs in that area at all. You know, how to properly drill the tire, plug it, and then put a patch on the inside, because you use both when you're doing a tire repair properly. All right, everyone, 10 more minutes and I'm done. Like I said, really just not feeling great today. I'm pretty sure that if I was to go check my temperature, I'm probably running a fever right now. But I just wanted to get in here, even though it's not my full 90 minutes, just get in here for an hour and just try and sweat this thing out. So I'm not even running my fan. All right, hey, no problem. Anytime, Frackberg. Take it easy. Yeah, I'm gonna be out of here in like another 9 minutes. I can just feel my Sinus is draining right now. I'm gonna have to go take some stuff. I hate taking meds. I hate it, hate it, hate it. If I don't take care of it, then all this is going to continue to drain and just cause an infection. Hopefully we can get in here tomorrow and get the full 90-minute workout in. I think I'm on one right now, but I can't say that I've put any focus on new ones. I've heard that there are some new ones, but I need to possibly start exploring them. I think I'm on one right now. It was only supposed to be 10 miles long, and I'm obviously already beyond that, so I'm pretty sure I did one new route. But I definitely need to start taking a look at some of them. And the unfortunate part is that I'm not very big. If you look at the list of routes that I've completed, there's not a lot of if there's excessive amount of climbing, I tend not to do them. And I don't know, I think you know how I feel about climbing, but it's I realize it's the same thing. So if I work out for an hour, whether I'm climbing 5,000 feet or going 25 miles, the effect is the same thing, or the result is the same as far as the workout. It's just you have different stats when you're done. So in my mind, I prefer distance over elevation. So I hope so soon. They haven't released a whole lot of information yet. I'm really quite curious. Hopefully they start publicizing info. One of the big ones is, how is the verification process going to work? That's a big one right now. Why they don't use the e-bio passport that most people already have, I have no clue. So essentially, everybody's going to have to create, well, I shouldn't say everybody, there's probably people that are already using IndieVelo or whatever it's called. But essentially, I'm going to have to make a new account, probably re-upload power files, re-upload power meter calibration videos, re-upload weigh-in videos, So it'd be nice to get some info soon so that there's clarity on process of verification. As I promise you, this here, there will be no cheating in this, and I shouldn't even call it cheating, it's just this willy-nilly racing that goes on in Zwift, where You can put whatever weight you want to be, essentially change your FTP. You can make yourself perform more virtually than you really are capable of. And with the verification process, it is what it is. So yeah, route is going to be key. Hopefully they'll allow recons. And then the other question too is, what do they mean by phases of verification? What does that mean? Like, hopefully they're not saying, like, if you're racing at an A pro national level, that you have all phases of verification, but if you're racing lower category, does that mean less verification? Like, again, those are just questions of mine. Like, what does that look like? Like, hopefully they don't say, yeah, if you're racing C, you only have to turn in power meters, but you don't have to turn in a weigh-in video the morning of the event. That would be bullshit. I honestly don't know that I would take the event serious if they did something like that. So I think at a minimum, everybody should turn in power meter calibration videos, power files for the last 30 days, 6 months, and a weigh-in video the morning of the event. Well, yeah, there'll be that. I don't know about, like, let's see, what did you say? A few times before the event. That would be kind of an expectation, like, as far as providing your power files. I'm hoping here in the next 2 weeks, so sometime mid-October, I'm going to do another FTP test so that I have a little bit more recent power file for my 20-minute power. I know the last time I tested about a month and a half ago, is it? Shit. Right, okay. You know, the last time I tested it, I came in, what did I test out at? 280, I think it was like 284, 286, I don't remember exactly, but it was in 280s, which was not quite the 290, 95 that I was shooting for. But again, that's why I hate testing. Yeah, I think it was about that. But I hate testing because I always feel like testing, I just feel like I leave some on the table. I really do. Versus one time during a race, I achieved probably the highest FTP I ever got at 298 or something like that. Almost 300. But that was during a race where myself and a guy took off early on a 2-man breakaway, and the two of us, we were on opposite teams, and we pretty much agreed and committed to, we will work together and stay away. We nearly lapped the field at the end of that race. He ended up winning overall. He out-sprinted me by like not even a half a wheel. But during that event, like I said, I got to almost 300 FTP. So I don't know. I just don't like testing because it just, I feel like I'm not always like giving 100%. Now the other thing I'll say about the weight, I'm going to be very, very careful this year about hard setting a goal weight, because I did that last year and I pretty much set myself up for failure. And what I mean by that is, like, I wanted to be at my ideal racing weight of like 190 to 195. I was working on it, watching my nutrition, and when it was all said and done, the day of ESports National Championships, when I got on the scale and had to do my video, I ended up turning in a weight of 205. It may have been like 207. And it discouraged me. So I don't intend to set a weight goal this time for several reasons. One, I've been lifting a lot of weights lately, like heavy weights. I'm talking bench pressing, 10 reps, 135. Deadlifts, I'm doing like 265 pounds, 10 reps, dumbbell curls using the 30 pounds and the 40 pounds. I'm doing heavy weightlifting, so I know I have a little bit more muscle mass this year. So I'm cautious about setting a weight goal. So what I'm just going to do over the next 2 months, just focus on leaning out. Don't say, oh, I got to be 205 by January 7th. Or 190 pounds or 200 pounds. I don't know. I don't know what an ideal race weight for me is right now, being that I'm holding a little bit more muscle mass. So no weight goal this time. So when I weigh in on January 7th and have to shoot my video, whatever my weight is, that is my racing weight. So I don't want to set an expectation to fail or feel like I failed. Now I will say that, over the last 3-4 months, I've fluctuated a lot. I think back in June, I had gotten all the way down to like 195, and then I started going to two. I've had a big fluctuation over the last year and a half, from 210, 205, 195, back to 205, back to 210. It just, I don't know why I'm fluctuating so much. To like a couple of weeks ago, I was running like 215, and now I'm back down to 210. And I can tell already that, like, right now, being that I'm doing most of these rides at, like, in starvation mode, my weight is dropping again, I can tell. So anyways, there's that whole thing. But the bottom line is, they have to do a full-on verification for everybody. They can't make it easy for someone to get in and input the wrong weight or the wrong power, you know? All right, everyone, I am well over my hour. I gotta get off this thing and go feed the dogs and get on with my work day, or I may end up taking a sick day. I am just really not feeling great. So we'll see how it goes. So I might be streaming video games later on today and just take a sick day. All right, y'all. We'll see ya. Take it easy. Turn off X.